Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the final regular season block of the 2009-10 hockey season replay. Strat-O-Matic Hockey and Block 44 find us at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois for a massively important Central Division tilt between the Detroit Red Wings and the Chicago Blackhawks. Why is this so important? Let's break it down for you. The Red Wings come into this game with a record of 44 wins, 27 losses, and 10 overtime losses, good for 98 points. The Blackhawks come in at a record of 43 wins, 28 losses, and 10 overtime losses, good for 96 points on the board, or good for 96 points in the standings. Detroit currently has the division lead, but the math is going to get very complicated, so let's break it down before we go anywhere near center ice and dropping the puck. The math is the simplest if Detroit wins. If Detroit wins, actually there's importance here both on who wins and when they win. So let's look at the simplest path first. If Detroit wins this game in regulation, Detroit wins the Central Division. They lock in the 3 seed, and they will host Phoenix in the knockout round, also known as the conference quarterfinal round. Chicago would then drop to the 7 seed, and they would go to San Jose, as Phoenix has already played 82 games and they've got 97 points. Right now, Phoenix is the 6th seed, but again, Phoenix is done for the season at this point. Now, if Chicago wins in regulation, Chicago wins the Central Division. We come back to this game probably on Monday night, most likely. And then Phoenix goes to the 7 seed. They host San Jose. If we go into overtime, regardless of who wins, and before we go into overtime, the reason Chicago would win the division if they win in regulation is because Chicago would then hold the tiebreaker on Detroit by 4-2. Currently, Chicago holds the tiebreaker by a score of 3-2. Head-to-head wouldn't matter for Detroit, because if Detroit wins in regulation, because Detroit would be at 100 points to Chicago's 96 anyway. So Chicago winning in regulation means Chicago wins the Central Division. They would host Detroit back here at the United Center on Monday night, and then Phoenix would be the 7 seed. They'd go to San Jose. If we get into overtime, the math gets a little bit more complicated there. Regardless of who wins if we go into overtime tonight, Detroit will win the Central Division, but Chicago, whether they win or lose, will be the 6th seed at that point, and then Phoenix would go to San Jose. This game would flip, and we'd be in Detroit for this game in the knockout round. The reason Chicago would go to Detroit and not San Jose in that instance is because Chicago also owns the head-to-head tiebreaker against Phoenix. So that's why everything is set. That's why everything is set the way it is. And we've got a massively important tilt here in the Central Division. There is not an empty seat in the house tonight here at the United Center in Chicago. As we are all set to drop the puck, I've got my Crystal Light here all set to go. I'm going to take a quick drink from that. And now, we're going to have a little Friday Night Hockey on the channel once I turn on my other 2 lights. There we are. I was wondering why it was a little bit dark. I realized I hadn't turned on my down lights. Now that we've got those set, now let's drop the puck. Face-offs. And also, let's remember to bring the play chart over. We are going to have a very short final score hockey tonight, though. But then that'll be the last time we need the ticker dice for this replay. I'm just trying to make sure this sits properly. There we go. Okay. Now that we're all set there, face-offs are even with Taze and Datsuk as we get set for the opening face-off in this massively important Central Division game. A 10, that'll be a home win. That'll go up to Kane, and we are off and running in this huge game. We will start off with opponent defense 1. Miller will take the puck away with an outside shot. Miller's going to try to make a pass. That'll be an inside shot over to Holmstrom. Holmstrom from the slot. That's a 3. That would be a goal chance against Huey, but Huey will instead make the save. He'll freeze it. We'll get a face-off. That face-off will come to the right of Huey. Detroit on the attack early here in the first. A 20 will be a visitor win. That'll go over to Holmstrom, and we're off once again. Inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. They'll give that to Datsuk. Taze will try to intimidate. Taze will intimidate. He'll take the puck away from Datsuk. Passing F for Taze. That'll be an outside shot for Kane. Kane is going to throw that one at the net. That's a 9. That's a goalie rating on Howard. 7 and 10 are bad numbers. That's a 9. Save made by Howard, and they'll give that over to Datsuk. Datsuk for Detroit. Opponent defense 5. Taze will take the puck away with an outside shot. Taze will make a pass. Passing L is an inside shot for anybody. He will give that over to Keith. Keith from the slot. That's a 7. That's a goalie rating on Howard. That's an 8. Save made by Howard. They'll give that to Rafalski. Rafalski for Detroit, looking at passing F. That'll be an outside shot for Miller. Miller's going to try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Kane. Kane with it for Chicago. Lose the puck, outside shot only for Rafalski. Rafalski from the point. That's a 4. Save made, back over to Taze. Taze for Chicago. We'll lose that over to Datsuk. Datsuk will lose it right back to Taze. Taze for Chicago. Opponent defense 5. Datsuk will take the puck away with an outside shot. Datsuk will throw that one at the net. That's a 5. Save made, and that'll go over to Brower. Brower for Chicago. Outside shot only for anybody. He will give that to Kane on an outside shot. Kane will let that go. 10. Save made over to Rafalski, and we'll have a forwards line change. Neither team wanting to make a mistake in this one, especially when the prize for the loser could be, especially when the consolation prize for the loser is going to end up being a trip to San Jose. Rafalski with it for Detroit. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Zetterberg. Sharp will try to intimidate. Sharp will take the puck away for Chicago. Sharp's got it. Outside, lose the puck. Outside shot only for Cleary. Cleary from the point. 5. That'll be a save, and that'll go over to Versteeg. Versteeg for Chicago. Opponent defense 8. Cleary will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Cleary from the point. That's a 6. Save made, and over to Sharp. Sharp with it for Chicago. Inside shot for anybody. He will give that to Hossa. Bertuzzi. Ooh, Bertuzzi's going to have to try to intimidate. That's a 2. Bertuzzi will take the puck away from Hossa. Bertuzzi's got it. Possible breakaway. Right D if the breakaway penetration rating is 4. Rafalski is a 3. Keith will get in front of that just in time for a defenseman line change. And that'll be Hjalmarsson coming out with the puck for Chicago now. Opponent defense 2. Stewart will take the puck away with an inside shot. Hjalmarsson will try to intimidate. Hjalmarsson will intimidate, take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Hjalmarsson. 1-15, no penalty. That's a 16, so we are going to have a penalty. 1, 2, 3. Hjalmarsson going off for elbowing, but a 16 is checking for all 4 rated defensive players, which we do not have, so that will be no shots on the power play. That faceoff will come just outside the Chicago zone. Arena size. Phew! +1 to Chicago on faceoffs. 6 will be a superior right defenseman win. That'll come over to Campbell, and we're off once again. He will lose that over to Lebda just in time for a forwards line change. Cards are sticking together tonight for some reason. Even they're kind of wrapped up in the heat of the moment. Lebda with it now for Detroit. That'll be an outside shot for anybody. They will give that to Filppula. Filppula will let that go from the point. That's a 5. Save made, and up to Bufflin. Bufflin for Chicago. Passing E. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for Filppula. Filppula will try to make a pass. Passing L. That'll be an inside shot for anybody. He will give that to Eves on an inside shot from the slot. Eves with a 4. Save made. That'll go over to Hjalmarsson. Hjalmarsson for Chicago. Opponent defense 6. Stewart will take the puck away with an outside shot. Stewart will try to make a pass. That'll be an inside shot for Draper. Draper from the slot. He's going to let that one go. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Defensive lefty, that is Hjalmarsson. He'll shut that down for Chicago. Lose the puck, possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Center, if the breakaway penetration rating is 4, Filppula is a 4. He's in on Huey alone. That's a 9. Save made by Huey. Madden there to pick it up for Chicago. Madden's got it for Chicago. Passing D. That'll be an outside shot for Ladd. Ladd will throw that at the net. That's a 4. Save made over to Lebda. Lebda now with skating around with it. Passing E. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for any player. That'll be Byfuglien with an outside shot. Byfuglien from the point. That's a 10. Save made by Howard over to Eaves. Eaves, inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. They will give that to Filppula. He's the highest rated player. Madden will try to intimidate. Madden will just barely intimidate, but he'll take the puck away. Madden for Chicago. Opponent defense 10. Filppula will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Filppula from the point. That's a 12. Save made, and that'll go over to Campbell. Campbell for Chicago. Lose the puck, outside shot for anybody. They will give that to Filppula. Madden will try to intimidate. Madden will intimidate, take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Madden. No penalty. And our last chance is a possible breakaway. Left D, if the breakaway penetration rating is 4. Hjalmarsson's a 1. That'll go over to Stewart. Brrr! There's the horn to end the first period of this game. And after 1, we are scoreless here in Chicago. Neither team wanting to make the fatal mistake that gives up the first goal of the game. We've got two teams that are coming out aggressively, but they both know the stakes in this one. Neither team wants to make that fatal mistake. Zamboni is just getting everything ready for the second period of this game. There will also be the final standings, and if the playoffs started today, the playoffs won't start today, but they will start, well, I'll talk more about that in the second intermission coming up here. But the playoffs are going to start on Monday. I will mention that. Like I said, I'll have a bit more to say about that, though, during the second intermission of tonight's game. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defensemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. The longer this game stays tied, the better it is for Detroit. Face-offs, as we come back to center ice to start the second period, face-offs are once again even. 17 will go to the visiting left defenseman, that is Lidstrom, and here we go to start the second period. Lose the puck, outside shot only for Keith. Keith will throw that at the net. That's a 7. Save made by Howard over to Rafalski. Rafalski looking at opponent defense 8. Keith will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Keith from the point. That's a 7. Save made and right back to Rafalski. Rafalski will lose that back to Keith. Keith's got it for Chicago skating around, passing F. That'll be an outside shot for Brouwer. Brouwer will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Holmstrom. Holmstrom's got it for Detroit. Passing F. That'll be an outside shot for Miller. Miller will try to make a pass. Passing J. He'll lose the puck over to Taze. Taze for Chicago. Opponent defense 7. Datsuk will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Datsuk from the point after he gains the zone. An 11, he'll lose that over to Brouwer. Brouwer making a great play. Inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. They will give that to Taze. Datsuk will try to intimidate. Datsuk will take the puck away. Datsuk with it for Chicago or for Detroit. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Brouwer. Brouwer to the net. That's a 4. He'll lose that to anybody. They'll give that to Holmstrom. Holmstrom for Detroit. Passing E. That'll be an outside shot for Datsuk. Datsuk will throw that at the net. They're trying to take every opportunity they can get. An 8's a rebound chance. Offensive right wing. Holmstrom following Datsuk's rebound to the net. That's a 7. He will lose that over to Keith. Keith making a huge block to stop the sequence. Opponent defense 6. Rafalski will take the puck away for an outside shot. Rafalski from the point on Huey. That's a 2. That is a goal on a 1-10. And score! Brian Rafalski giving the Red Wings a 1-0 lead here early in the second period. Arena groans. Ugh. Let's see. That was from Datsuk because he was following Datsuk's rebound to the net. And we'll see if we can get a second assist out of this. Datsuk already got an assist. Lidstrom. That is a big goal here. Actually, every goal has the potential to be massive in this game. Arena groans. Ugh. And if you're just joining us, if the game ends now, if the game holds at 1-0, Detroit is the 3 seed, will host the 6-seeded Phoenix in the conference quarterfinal knockout round. Chicago would drop to the 7 seed. They'd have to go to San Jose, which could be a very big ask for the Blackhawks, especially the way they've been on the board all season. Face-offs here are +1 to Chicago. A 5 will be a superior left defenseman win. That is Keith, and we're off once again. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Sharp. Zetterberg will try... Zetterberg? Yeah, I guess Zetterberg's the second-line center. All right. He will try to intimidate. That's an 8. Zetterberg will take the puck away for Detroit. Inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. Cleary will have the inside shot. Versteeg will try to intimidate. Versteeg will take the puck away. Versteeg will lose the puck. Outside shot only for Zetterberg. Zetterberg will throw that at the net. That's a 9. Save made by Huey over to Keith. Keith for Chicago. Opponent defense 2. He'll take the puck away with an inside shot. Keith will try to intimidate. Keith will intimidate. He'll take the puck right back. Keith looking at opponent defense 1. Taking the puck away, an inside shot. Seabrook will try to intimidate. Seabrook will intimidate, take the puck away, just in time for a defenseman line change. That's Campbell coming out with the puck for Chicago. He'll lose the puck, possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Right wing, that is Cleary. He's in alone on Huey. That's a 10. Save made, and that'll go over to Hjalmarsson. Hjalmarsson for Chicago will lose the puck. Outside shot for anybody. They will give that to Zetterberg. Sharp will try to intimidate. Sharp will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Right wing. That is Hossa. Hossa's in on Howard alone. What can he do with this one? That's a 9. That's a goal on a 1-13. And no! Howard making a great save. Robbing Hossa stick side. He will cover that one up as the Blackhawks are bearing down. We will get a face-off to the left of Howard. Arena groans. Ugh. Face-offs right now are +1 to Detroit, or +1 to Chicago, I should say. Detroit, though, holding on to a 1-0 lead on a great save by Howard, robbing Hossa. A 20, that'll be an inferior right wing win. Cleary picking up a huge defensive zone win. And here we go. Opponent defense 9. Versteeg will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Versteeg from the point, as the Red Wings couldn't quite clear. 8 is a rebound chance. Offensive right D if offense rating 2 or more. Campbell is a 3. He's going to follow Versteeg's rebound to the net. He's in the slot with it. 9 is a goalie rating on Howard. That's a 5. Save made by Howard. That'll go over to Cleary. Cleary for Detroit. Passing D. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for Sharp. Sharp will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Cleary. And now we've got a forwards line change. The Blackhawks need to find twine, or they're going to be trying to find it in San Jose. Eves with it now for Detroit. Opponent defense 9. Ladd will take the puck away, outside shot only after he gains the point. That's a 5. Save made, and right back to Eves. Eves for Detroit. Looking at an outside shot only for anybody. They will give that to Filppula, as he's the highest offense player. Filppula. 11. Save made, that'll go up to Byfuglien. Byfuglien for Chicago. He will lose that over to Draper. Draper now skating around after intercepting the puck. Lose the puck, possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Left D, if the breakaway penetration rating 2 or more, Hjalmarsson's a 1. Stewart will have that for Detroit. Opponent defense 3. Hjalmarsson will take the puck away for an outside shot. He will try to make a pass with it. Passing J, that'll be an inside shot for Madden. Madden from the slot. That's a 5. Save made, that'll go over to Filppula. Filppula now for Detroit. Inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. They will give that to Eves. Ladd will try to intimidate. That's a 15. Ladd will not intimidate. Eves with the inside shot. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Defensive left D, if defense rating 3 or more. Left D is Hjalmarsson with a 3. He will have that for Chicago. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Eves. Eves will let that one go. That's a 6. Save made, and that'll go up to Byfuglien. Byfuglien for Chicago. Opponent defense 11. Ooh, that's a penalty on Draper. And that will finish the period. But let's see what kind of power play Chicago is going to have. 13. If we have one or more 4-rated defensive players, and we do. So Chicago is going to get some opportunities here. That'll be an outside shot. First up for Ladd. Ladd from the point. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Offensive right D, if offense rating 3 or more. Campbell is a 3. He's got a rebound shot. That's a 9. That's a goalie rating on Howard. And 10. Goal on a 1-18. On a 1-18, this game is tied. And score! Brian Campbell getting a huge goal for the Blackhawks as he has tied this game at 1 on a power play at the end of the second period. Arena cheers. Yay! We'll flip over and get some assists. That'll be from... That'll be from no one. Actually, we're going to call that an unassisted goal because there was no assist. But, more importantly, there's the horn to end the second period of this game. And after 40 minutes, the teams have traded tallies. We are tied at 1, getting set for a very important third period of this game. Wow. High drama in this one, folks. As we get set for the third period with the Zamboni coming out to clean things up, there will be no hockey on the channel until after Pino with Phoenix on Sunday. In fact, Labor Day, I'm planning on having a triple header in the playoffs. But I'll tell you what I'll announce what the games are going to be. Well, I'll announce the games as I go, but I'll announce the first one during Mystical Munchies at the end of Mystical Munchies tomorrow. We'll be making the Gibbous Moon out of the recipes from the World of H.P. Lovecraft cookbook. That's the drink. As we had 5 Saturdays in the month, we need a drink on the month as well. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. There will still be other games on the channel. I'm getting a couple things lined up, but I'm going to hold what those are going to be close to the vest until I'm ready to go live with those. Stay tuned to the channel, though. There will be plenty of games coming up. There will still be a couple games up on the channel this weekend. Well, I should say I'm not going to announce all the games. I will announce the one Sunday morning game that's scheduled on the channel this week, but I'm going to hold the impromptu stuff close to the vest until that's ready to go. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this game is for the Central Division title. If Detroit wins in regulation, they are the 3 seed. They'll host the 6-seeded Phoenix. Chicago will drop to 7, and they'll have to go to San Jose. If Chicago wins in regulation, Chicago is the division champion. We'll run this back probably on Monday, and then Phoenix will have to go to San Jose. Any kind of overtime, no matter who wins, Detroit is the Central Division champion. We flip this one in the playoffs, and then Phoenix again has to go to San Jose. Same scenario as if Chicago wins in regulation. Fitting for this one that we are going into the third period tied at 1, basically winner take all. And as I was mapping out the scenarios, there is no way that Detroit would drop to the 7th seed and have to play San Jose. Detroit will either be the 6th seed or the 3 seed, depending on how this game goes. Chicago can still be 3, 6, or 7, again, depending on how the game goes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defensemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Announcer will take a quick hydrate break. And we are set for the third period of this game. This is gigantic. Chicago needs to win here to win the division. Detroit wins the division if the score ends up like this heading into at the end of the third period. Chicago's last chance to win the division starts with an even face-off. A 2 will go over to Seabrook, and we're off and running. Passing E for Seabrook. That'll be an outside shot for Taze. Taze will try to make a pass. Passing K will be an inside shot over to Brouwer. Brouwer from the slot. That's a 9. Save made. That'll go over to Holmstrom. Holmstrom will lose the puck. Outside shot only for Brouwer. Brouwer from the point. That's a 10. He will lose that over to Rafalski. Rafalski making a great play. Rafalski will lose that over to Keith. Keith for Chicago. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Taze. Datsuk will try to intimidate. Datsuk will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Datsuk for Detroit. Opponent defense 8. Taze will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Taze will throw that at the net. That's a 6. Save made by Howard. That'll go over to Lidstrom. Lidstrom passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Datsuk. Taze will try to intimidate. Taze will intimidate, take the puck away, but a possible penalty. 1 to 12, no penalty. That's a 3. Taze has got it. We'll play on. Opponent defense 1. Datsuk will take the puck away with an inside shot. Brouwer will try to intimidate. Brouwer will not intimidate. Datsuk with an inside shot. He gets past Brouwer. 9 on an inside shot. Save made by Huey. That'll go over to Keith. Keith will lose the puck. Possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Center of the breakaway penetration rating is 2 or more. Datsuk is a 4. He's in on Huey alone. That's a 7. That's a goalie rating on Huey. 6, 8, and 9 are bad numbers. That's a 7. Huey manages to thread the needle between a 6 and an 8 with a 7. He will freeze that puck and will get a face-off. Arena cheers. Yay! We'll take that face-off to the right of Huey. Face-offs remain even. A 19 will be a visitor win. That'll go over to Miller, and we're off once again. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Keith. Keith from the point. That's a 7. Save made by Howard over to Rafalski. Rafalski looking at opponent defense 5. Keith will take the puck away for an outside shot. Keith will try to make a pass. He will lose the puck over to Holmstrom, and we'll have a forwards line change. Cleary's got the puck for Detroit. Inside shot for anybody. They will give that to Zetterberg. Sharp will try to intimidate. Sharp will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Sharp's got it now. Lose the puck, outside shot only for anybody. They'll give that to Bertuzzi. Hossa will try to intimidate. Hossa will take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Hossa. 1-15, no penalty. That's a 14. Hossa's got it, will play on. Passing E for Hossa. That'll be an outside shot for Sharp. Sharp will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck. Defensive lefty. Lidstrom will have control of that for Detroit. Passing F for Lidstrom. That'll be an outside shot for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Versteeg. Versteeg. Inside shot for anybody. They will give that to Hossa. Bertuzzi will not try to intimidate. A penalty rating of a B. He can't afford to take a chance. Hossa with an inside shot. That's a 5. Save made by Howard. Lidstrom there to pick it up for a defenseman line change. Lebda's got it for Detroit. Opponent defense 10. Campbell will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Campbell looking at a 5 on an outside shot. Save made. That'll go over to Zetterberg. Zetterberg for Detroit. Passing E. That'll be an outside shot for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Hossa. Hossa for Chicago. We'll lose that back to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi will lose the puck. Possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Right wing of the breakaway penetration rating 3 or more. Hossa is a 4. He's in on Howard alone. Blackhawks, remember, need to win in regulation to win the division. Hossa's in alone. What can he do against Howard? That's an 11. That is a save made by Howard. That'll go over to Lebda. Lebda will lose the puck. Inside shot for anybody. They will give that to Sharp. Zetterberg will try to intimidate. Zetterberg will intimidate. He'll take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Zetterberg. 1-15, no penalty. That's a 9. We will play into a forwards line change. Filppula with it for Detroit. Passing F. That'll be an outside shot for Eves. Eves will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Ladd. Ladd with it for Chicago. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Draper. Draper will throw that at the net. That's a 9. Save made. That'll go over to Campbell. Campbell for Chicago. Looking at an inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. Bufflin is the highest. He's got the inside shot. Draper will try to intimidate. Draper will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Draper for Detroit. Opponent defense 6. Bufflin. That'll be an outside shot for Filppula. Filppula will try to penetrate, actually. That's a 1-12 to penetrate. That's a 14. He will not penetrate. He was against Madden, so Madden will take the puck away. Madden with it. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Eves. Eves will throw that at the net. That's a 6. Save made. That'll go up to Bufflin. Bufflin for Chicago. Opponent defense 6. Draper. That'll be an outside shot for Ladd. Ladd will throw that at the net. That's a 4. Save made and over to Lebda. Lebda for Detroit. Passing F. He will lose the puck. Outside shot for Ladd. Ladd will throw that at the net from the point. 7. Save made and over to Stewart. Stewart for Detroit. Passing E. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for Madden. Madden will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Draper. Draper for Detroit. We'll lose that over to Bufflin. Last chance for Chicago to win the division. Opponent defense 3. Draper will take the puck away. He'll have an outside shot. Draper's going to try to make a pass, though. Passing J. That'll be an inside shot for Filppula. Filppula, time ticking down. He's in the slot against UA. That's a 3. That is a goal on a 1-11. If this is a 1-11, we know Detroit's already won the division. If this is a 1-11, Chicago is going to San Jose. If it is not, Chicago is going to be going to Detroit because this game will go to overtime. What is the flip on the card? I'm going to bring it up to the camera so we can spotlight it properly. Remember, 1-11, Chicago goes to San Jose. Anything higher, they're going to Detroit. 17, save made by Huey. there's the horn to end the third period. We are headed for bonus hockey tonight. But we already know, in terms of the playoffs, we already know what's going to happen here. So we already know that this game is headed for overtime. And because we know this game is headed for overtime, we know that the Detroit Red Wings, I'll say it in English one of these days, have wrapped up the Central Division. But because of the... No, I don't want that. Not for crying out loud. Let me see if I can shut this off on my iPad. There we are. Okay. We will go 1-1 right now. But anyway, because this game has gone to overtime, the Detroit Red Wings are the Central Division champions, which means these two teams will be flipping venues. I'm going to just go ahead and update the playoffs now, since nothing from here on is going to impact us. In the West, the playoff picture is now set. The Detroit Red Wings will win the Central Division, so congratulations to the Red Wings on that. We, of course, are not done yet tonight because we still have overtime. So we know the Red Wings will be hosting the Blackhawks at some point during the knockout round. The Phoenix Coyotes will be going to San Jose to play the Sharks. So once again, the Blackhawks are not able to find the twine here, which means they will have to do it again. They'll have to try their luck in Detroit this time. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be yet, but it will happen at some point. As the arena double barfs. Blah, blah. They are not happy at all that the Blackhawks could not get it done on the ice tonight. So at this point, they're playing for pride. Wow. What a hugely dramatic 60 minutes of hockey that was. But as mentioned, we do have bonus hockey tonight coming up. But the playoffs in the Western Conference are now set. And there's only one game in final score hockey that could impact the East. Wow. There is not a fan leaving the United Center here, as this could be the last time they see their Chicago Blackhawks at home for the 2009-10 hockey season. Whereas now, in order to extend their season, the Blackhawks will have to go to the Joe and try to get it done there. Zamboni is just getting everything ready for overtime. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of Friday night hockey here on the channel. As it has already been highly dramatic on the channel tonight. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defensemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. We are all set here. So, let's jump in with even face-offs once again. 2 will be a home win. That'll be Seabrook, and we're off once again. Passing E. That'll be an outside shot for Tays. Taze will try to make a pass. Passing K. That'll be an inside shot for the left wing. That'll be over to Brouwer for an inside shot. That's a 6. That's a goalie rating on Howard. That's a 9. Save made by Howard. He will give that over to Holmstrom. Holmstrom for Detroit. Opponent defense 8. Brouwer will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Brouwer from the point. That's a 4. He'll lose that to anybody. Rafalski making a great block. He'll get that for Detroit. Inside shot for anybody. They'll give that to Datsuk. Taze will try to intimidate. Taze will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Taze for Chicago. Lose the puck. Outside shot for anybody. They will give that to Lidstrom this time. Seabrook will try to intimidate. Seabrook will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Seabrook. Outside shot only for anybody. He will give that to Kane for an outside shot. 7. Save made. That'll go over to Miller. Miller for Detroit. Opponent defense 4. That'll be an inside shot for Datsuk. Seabrook will try to intimidate. Seabrook will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Seabrook's got it for Chicago. Opponent defense 1. Lidstrom will take the puck away for an inside shot. Seabrook will try to intimidate. Seabrook will intimidate, take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Seabrook. No penalty on Seabrook. We will play on. He'll lose that back to Lidstrom. Lidstrom now. Opponent defense 7. Seabrook will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Seabrook from the point. That's a 4. Save made by Howard over to Holmstrom. Holmstrom looking at an outside shot only for anybody. He will give that to Datsuk for an outside shot. Datsuk with it. Boxcars would be a goalie rating if the Red Wings were on the power play, but since they're not, Huey will make a great save. He will cover that up, and we'll get a face-off to the left of Huey just in time for a forwards line change. As a reminder, if you're just joining us, because we are in overtime tonight, the Detroit Red Wings have wrapped up the Central Division, and you're looking at the 6-3 matchup in the Western Conference playoffs, just with the venue flipped. When we come back to this in the playoffs, we'll be at the Joe in Detroit. Face-offs are +1 to Chicago. A 15 will be an inferior left wing win. That will be Bertuzzi with the defensive zone win, and we're off. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Keith. Keith from the point. That's a 7. Save made by Howard over to Rafalski. Rafalski, possible breakaway. Right D if the breakaway penetration rating is 2 or more. Rafalski is actually over to left D. Lidstrom is a 3. He's in alone on Huey. What can Lidstrom do on the breakaway? He's all alone. That's an 11. That is a goal on a 1-13. And no! Huey making a great save. He will hold on. We'll get a face-off. That'll come to the right of Huey. Arena cheers. Yay! Face-offs are +1 to Chicago. 13 will be an inferior win. That'll be Lidstrom with it, and we're off for a defensive zone draw win for Detroit. He'll lose that over to Seabrook. Seabrook will lose the puck. Outside shot only for Zetterberg. Zetterberg from the point. That's a 12. Save made, and over to Versteeg. Versteeg for Chicago. Opponent defense 8. Cleary will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Cleary will let that go from the point. 4. Save made. That'll go up to Hossa, and we'll have a defenseman line change. Hossa with it for Chicago. Inside shot for anybody. He will give that over to Sharp. Zetterberg will try to intimidate. Zetterberg will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Zetterberg for Detroit. Opponent defense 6. Sharp will take the puck away for an outside shot. He's going to try to make a pass. Passing L will be an inside shot for anybody. He will give that to Hossa. Hossa will let that go from the slot. That's a 9. Save made by Howard over to Zetterberg. Zetterberg will lose the puck. Outside shot only for Hossa. Hossa will throw that at the net. That's a 3. Save made. That'll go over to Cleary. Cleary, lose the puck. Outside shot only for Versteeg. Versteeg will throw that at the net from the point. That's a 4. Save made. Back over to Cleary. Cleary will lose that over to Versteeg for a forwards line change. Are we headed for a shootout tonight? Seems highly fitting that we would be. That is Ladd with the puck for Chicago. Passing E. That'll be an outside shot for Bufflin. Bufflin will try to make a pass with it. He'll lose the puck. Defensive right D. Stewart will have control of it for Detroit. Passing D for Stewart. That'll be an outside shot for Filppula. Filppula will try to penetrate against Madden. 1-12, he will penetrate. That's a 19, he will not penetrate. Madden will have the puck. Madden, looking at passing D. That'll be an outside shot for Ladd. Ladd will try to make a pass. He'll lose it over to Eaves. Eaves for Detroit. Opponent defense 2. Ladd will take the puck away for an outside shot. He's going to try to make a pass on it. That'll be an inside shot for Bufflin. Bufflin from the slot. That's a 9. Save made by Howard over to Eaves. Eaves for Detroit. Opponent defense 3. Ladd, that'll be an inside shot for Filppula. Left defenseman Hjalmarsson will try to intimidate. That's a 4. Hjalmarsson will take the puck away. Hjalmarsson for Chicago. Opponent defense 2. Stewart will take the puck away for an inside shot. Hjalmarsson will try to intimidate. Hjalmarsson will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Hjalmarsson's got it for Chicago. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Lebda. Lebda, a 9 from the outside. Save made. That'll go over to Madden. Madden for Chicago. Opponent defense 11. Filppula. Ooh, that's going to be a penalty on Filppula. We'll see what kind of power play the Blackhawks are going to have before we have ourselves a shootout. 10. If the right wing is a 2 or more on defense, Eaves is a 2. That'll be an outside shot first for Ladd. And 11's a save. Then it'll be an outside shot for Madden, as Chicago has to settle it back down. 3 is another save. Then an outside shot for the right wing over to Bufflin. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Defensive right D. If defense rating 2 or more, Stewart is a 4. He'll shut that down. And an inside shot for Bufflin. Bufflin from the slot. That's a 10. That is a goalie rating because the Blackhawks are on the power play. That's a 9. Save made, but more importantly, brrr, there's the horn, and we have gone through overtime, and now we've got a shootout. So we're going to get our shootout lines ready here for both teams. We're going to start with line 1s in round 1 of the first rounds of the shootout. Then we'll eventually go to second lines and so on. Wow. Apparently 60 minutes and overtime wasn't enough to finish this. Just making sure we've got the dials ready to go here. And I'll grab another one. I'll grab a Marvel Champions dial so I can use that to track rounds of the shootout. We're at round 1 of the shootout. We're going to start off with the left wing. So first up is Drew Miller. And 11, that's a save. Actually, we'll use this to indicate which team's up. So now Chicago's turn is they'll send Brouwer out to the circle. That's a 7. That'll be a save, and we're at round 2 of the shootout. Next up will be Datsuk. That's an 8. That, I believe, a rebound chance in the shootout. I believe that counts as a goal as well. In a shootout, yes it does. So Datsuk will score. He will pick up the first goal of the shootout as Detroit leads the shootout 1-0. And now we're over to Taze next. A 4. That's a goalie rating on Howard. That's a 5. That'll be a save by Howard. Round 3. If Detroit scores here, shootout is over, and that'll be Holmstrom trying to put this one away for the Red Wings. That's a 7. That'll be a stop by Huet. And now Kane has got to score to keep it alive for Chicago. Can he? That's a 10. That's a goal. Kane will score. He will keep this one alive for the Blackhawks. As we get set for round 4 of the shootout. And we will send it... We'll actually go ahead and change our lines out so we get line 2s out. Then after that, the defensive pairings, the defensemen will take their shots. So now the next unanswered goal wins it. And Bertuzzi will be up next. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance, and Bertuzzi will score. Which means now Versteeg has to score to keep Chicago in it. Can he? 8 is a rebound chance. Yes, he can score. He will keep Chicago in this one. Round 5 in the shootout, and we're going to go to Zetterberg next. Wow. We can't get a third goal, but now we're getting all the goals in the shootout. Who knew? Zetterberg. With a 5, that's a goalie rating on Huet. That's a 12. That'll be a stop by Huet. Sharp now, with a chance to win it for Chicago. That's a 7. That's a goalie rating on Howard. That's a 9. No! Sharp can't get it done, which means we are in round 6 of the shootout. And now we're down to right wings. Cleary's up next. Seven is a goalie rating on Huet. 7, wow! Huet keeping the Blackhawks in it. Hossa trying to win this one in the shootout. That's a 6, goalie rating on Howard. That's an 11. No! Hossa can't get it done, which means we are headed for round 7 of the shootout. And now we're going to go to defenseman. Lebda up next for Detroit. Snake Eyes is a goalie rating on Huet. That's a 7. Huet coming up invincible in the shootout since letting in 2 quick ones. Keith, though, with a chance to win it here for Chicago. That's a 6. That's a goalie rating on Howard. And we've got another save as we are headed for round 8 of the shootout. Good God. Okay, Rafalski up next. 9 is a goalie rating on Huet. 5 is another save. Good God. Let's see. Round 8 of the shootout is going to be Seabrook next. Seabrook. With a chance to win it for Chicago. Please win this, Seabrook. That's an 8. Thank you. Seabrook gets the unanswered goal for Chicago, but it comes way too late, as the Blackhawks will take this one 2-1 in the shootout. Arena cheers. Yay! I was trying to decide if they were going to cheer or yawn. Unfortunately for the Blackhawks, though, the win does come too late, as they will come up 1 point short in trying to overtake the Red Wings. So we will be back. So we will be at the Joe on Monday. We'll be actually... probably not Monday. I don't know when it's going to be, but we will be back at Joe Louis Arena, as these two teams are going to rematch in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. Which, remember, that is a knockout round. But of course, we are not done yet, because we still have to ask. We're going to have a brief final score hockey to determine how the rest of the league fared. Woof. That was a long one, folks. 3 periods of hockey, full overtime, and 8 rounds of a shootout later. even though we already knew in relation to the playoffs everything that we needed to know. I do invite you all to stay around tonight, though, as we will have some goodies coming that have just come in today that I'll be unboxing after all of this is over. Let me just make sure the camera didn't freeze on me. Okay. Oop, did I just... Yep, I just dropped my rubber band for Detroit. I'm going to have to figure out some way, clearly, the house rule way to deal with long shootouts. Although, looking at the clock, this one wasn't too bad. Here are my charts for Final Score Hockey. Even with like 8 rounds of a shootout, this probably wouldn't be, a shootout in Strat wouldn't be terrible to do. Especially since the rest of the main game plays so fast. For the last time this season, we will ask our friends at Downey Games via Final Score Hockey how the rest of the NHL fared here on the last action of the regular season. We are looking at April 11th, 2010, the final day of the regular season, where we have the Oilers at the Ducks. Both teams are Gs. Edmonton rolls a 14. That is 1. Anaheim rolls a 31. That is 2. Pressure situation for Edmonton. Edmonton is an E under pressure. A 66 might help Edmonton out. Anaheim with an E45 won't get any help there. The Oilers will score late in the third. They will send this game to overtime, where Anaheim has a chance to win first. G63 will get it done for Anaheim all day long. They will take that one 3-2, as Anaheim is getting ready for a very unenviable task here, as they're going to be playing the one-seeded Vancouver Canucks on the road. Kings and the Avalanche. Unfortunately for Los Angeles, they only had a stay of execution until the end of the block when I went to check standings. So this is for Pride for Los Angeles, which in H41 will be 3. Colorado, L52, that is 4. And that's a pressure situation for Los Angeles. The Kings are a C under pressure. A C41 won't help Los Angeles, though. Colorado with a 4-3 victory. Lightning and the Panthers. Tampa Bay, I-31. I-31 is 2. Panthers, F12 is 0. The Lightning will take a 2-0 victory. Let's see. Okay, never mind, we're fine. Sabres and the Devils. Doesn't mean anything for the playoffs. Sabres, G31. That is 2. Devils, K52. That is 4. The Devils will double up the Sabres 4-2. And I believe everything is set there. So the Sabres will be playing the 6-seeded... I don't think the brackets... Well, we don't know who... I don't think we know who the 6 seed is yet. The Devils, however, are the 8 seed. They will have to play Washington in the first round. That is not a very enviable task for the Devils at all. We're going to skip over the Penguins and the Islanders, as that could have an impact on the playoffs. We're going to go to the Rangers and the Flyers next. Neither one of these teams is going anywhere. Rangers with an F15, that is 1. Flyers, L31, that is 3. Flyers pick up a 3-1 victory. Bruins and the Capitals won't affect anything either, and looking at the ratings, this one should be a laugh. Bruins, E22 is 1. Washington, R24, that is 3. The Capitals will take that one, 3-1. Now for the one game that could impact something here. Penguins and the Islanders. The New York Islanders are currently the 5 seed in the playoffs. If the playoffs started without this game, actually the Islanders are the 6 seed? Yeah, the Islanders are the 6 seed right now. They would be going to play Buffalo without this game ending. With a win, though, the Islanders would be with a win here, the Islanders would be the 5 seed. They would play Carolina, which would make Atlanta the 6 seed, who would go play Buffalo. So, can the Islanders move up past the Thrashers? The Penguins are a J, the Islanders are an H. Will the Penguins play spoiler? Let's find out. Penguins will play spoiler on the Islanders with a J54. That is 4. The Islanders with an H11 is 0. The Penguins will take that one 4-0. And with that, the playoffs have been locked in. I will make a post in my Facebook groups that I frequent and on my YouTube channel later tonight. That is your Final Score Hockey by Downey Games, and that is your regular season. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, if they're not in the playoff, and if they didn't and they're not in the playoffs, there's always next year. If they did and they are in the playoffs, there's always Monday. Before we get there, though, as I mentioned, I did get some goodies in earlier this afternoon, so let's go ahead and crack those on the channel. First up, we got a delivery in from Blue Panther Games. I think I know what this is, but let's crack it open and see what we've got in here. Actually, we're going to leave that blade open for the time being and see that, sure enough, cool. Once I get this out, we will see that we've got the rules booklet and the charts and tables, along with the campaign, game tables, and historical content for Black Flight by Historic Wings. And looking at this, I think I am going to like this a lot better, because rather than having to leave the book open, I can just fold it out like so and open it to the page I need. Just looking here for some of the other notes in here. Okay. So as I mentioned, we've got that. And then the game tables are also going to be very handy. I think this is probably going to be a more handy book to have out, so I'm very happy with having the spiral-bound version of the Black Flight rules booklet and all of that. I wouldn't mind it if Historic Wings was able to work out a deal with Blue Panther to do some of the other book games in a spiral-bound edition like that. I'd probably pick those up, because having that would be handy to put on the channel. And then the other delivery is heavy, and it's from Sideline Strategy Games. I know it should be in here as well, but let's crack it open and find out. I was expecting this to be another delivery that I wasn't... At first glance, this looked like it was another delivery that I wasn't expecting until tomorrow. But we will see that sure enough, it's the first delivery that I was expecting. And in here, we are greeted by our favorite site, the brick for the 2020 payoff, for the 2020 season, baseball season in payoff pitch baseball. As I mentioned briefly, I am working on expanding the collection forward in baseball. I've got everything through 2024 ordered and now starting to have some deliveries coming in. I'm expecting another one of those seasons to be coming in tomorrow. We will, of course, unbox that on the channel when it does come in. But that will do it for tonight's action in the 2009-10 regular season. Tomorrow morning, Mystical Munchies will conclude out of the recipes from the World of H.P. Lovecraft cookbook as we make the drink, the Gibbous Moon. Sunday morning, we will have our last game for Mythos Month as we play Machina Arcana by Adrema Games. Sunday afternoon, we are going to have Penal with Phoenix for August 2025. I don't know why I thought January. Wednesday, we are going to be playing Western Front Ace by Compass Games. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone. The Chicago Blackhawks get a 2-1 victory over the Detroit Red Wings. The problem for them is it doesn't come until round 8 of the shootout, so the Red Wings will clinch the Central Division. Both teams are in the playoffs, though. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow.